What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Nook Talk, episode 13. And like always, we are joined by the best co-host on the planet, the man that is close to 6,000 subscribers. Bobby, how's it going?
It's very close, very
Yay!
close.
Very
We're
close.
at 20. We need 20. So maybe tonight we'll hit it, and that'd be awesome. If not, no big deal.
Let's do it.
It is what it is. But what's up, man? How you
Tonight.
doing? How you doing, buddy?
Tonight, we can do that in the next 5 minutes.
Good.
Next up, wait, I gotta get the title right. Here we
Oh
go.
boy.
Oh boy.
Here we go. No, I gotta get
Oh boy.
introducing the Emmy-nominated actress,
Oh.
international model, YouTube gamer, Ashlyn Pearce. How's it going?
Oh my goodness. That is like the intro of champions. Wow. I'm so humbled. Thank you so much for that incredible intro. Hi guys. I am so excited to be here.
We got a lot to talk about. Usually, like right before a trailer, me and Bobby are scratching. Like
Yeah.
we're like, is Animal Cross? Like we scratch a
Yeah,
lot.
like, come on, Nintendo, give us something here.
But now we have a bunch of info to talk about, and the newest update everyone went crazy about. So I put this on Twitter, the weekly poll. If you guys want to vote, it's at NintenTalk every single Wednesday. I put that out, and let's see where we're at. So the question this week was, what grade would you give the newest Animal Crossing August update? And then the results will be shared tonight. So A, B, C, D, or lower. And here are the results. So the letter grade B got 49%. Pretty substantial there. A with 36%, C with 13%, D or lower 2%. I'm going to go over with Bobby first.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about, if you had to give this without any thoughts, really?
Yeah.
Like, what would you grade this
C minus.
trailer?
C minus.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh
We're gonna
wow.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be brawling, y'all. Ashley,
Wow.
what about you?
I mean, I gotta be honest. I was pretty excited watching the trailer. I was getting all of the little like jitterbugs because I mean I love fireworks. I was really excited to see the bubbles. I mean it was really tapping into some childhood activities that I love. So I would honestly give this, because I can't like get into that game right now, I would probably say a B plus,
Okay.
maybe. I'd say like a B plus. I'm gonna withhold judgment until I can actually get my hands on the controls and play the game.
Okay. I'm going A minus. So there's
Oh, wow.
definitely a disconnect between Bobby and I. So
And I'm
All right.
somewhere in the middle.
yeah. So I guess the same order. Bobby, you're at C minus.
Mm-hmm.
What? I mean,
Do you want to?
Here's the thing, though.
Should we go through everything first and then kind of do?
yeah, let's go through it.
Let's go through everything first, and then we can wrap up with that. Because,
Okay.
I think we should, kind of let people know. People are probably like, what update? What happened?
I just want to. I want
There's
to.
an update.
I want to start with like the last trailer because our expectations were pretty low. Like they said, stay tuned for the August trailer. We had like the fireworks in the background, and really like I think you said it too. We thought this was going to be a very small update, like fireworks show. There you go home. But like, so they introduced a few things. Obviously, the fireworks show, Red. Which did Holly get that right? By the way. You or Holly said Red was gonna.
It might have been Holly.
So Red is in charge of this fireworks stand. We have Isabel outside.
Yes.
We got poppers, bubbles. That was the
Yes.
big takeaway for me.
So excited.
We got headgear. So like a bunch of cool items too, and then the shocker, which I this is the big part for me, the A minus part for me is the Dream Suites, which is coming back, which is huge. We'll get in that in a second. And then the very last thing, we have like the cloud saves. Bobby, what a C? And then we're teased a little bit with Jack. So what about that is because I feel like C minus, that's kind of like where I scored in school. And that's good for me. But like a 70?
I feel okay. So first off, I want to correct some people in chat. Bobby doesn't hate all the updates. That's disrespectful and wrong. That's not even true. If I gave it an F, I hate it. I'm comparing it to other updates. I felt like the Leaf update, the museum update, all that stuff, that was an A+ home run to me. The last update I felt was better. The diving to me got me more excited than this. We're getting 4 things that happen. the dream suites, but let's be honest, we've been dream suiting it the whole time. I feel like the dream suites is probably 2 months too late. But I also am respectful enough to look at Nintendo and go, okay, you didn't realize that people are going to be dropping 1,000 hours in during a pandemic. You kind of thought, like, we have time to unfold this. They should have backed it up. The update, listen, like, it's cool that we're getting the backups, but it's not what you're thinking it is. And I feel like it's a half step. I don't feel like it's as great as people can. I still can't transfer my data from one Switch to the other. I still can't. If I do lose my Switch, it's only for if you lose your Switch, you break your Switch. You can't. If I buy a new Switch, can't transfer it. So it's not yes, we need it in case people break or to get a corrupt file. But at the end of the day, two things. One, you have to have Nintendo Online, which is kind of crap. You know what I mean? Like, okay, my file corrupts. Why do I need Nintendo Online in order to get it back? And then the second thing is the fact that you have to actually contact Nintendo to get the update. Right. So if it craps out on me in the middle of the night, that means I got to wait till the next day to get it. And I don't think that should be the way it is. That's just my opinion. So that's why I'm saying C-. I don't think, like, on the outside, looks amazing. But when you actually dig in, I think it's not as great as some of the previous updates. That's all. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
So that's where mine.
So what did we have with the last update? We had diving. What else was in that trailer?
We had Pascal.
Mm-hmm.
Pascal.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
You had the
mermaid stuff, the Gulliver.
The mermaid stuff, the Gulliver stuff. So
we could donate sea creatures to the museum.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I mean, at the end of the day, they could have. I don't know, man. I'm just. Where the F is the Nintendo items? That's all I want. I just want the Nintendo items that I had in previous games. Please, Nintendo.
All right. So, okay, Ashlyn, you're in the middle. I want to hear, like, so you're hyped, but not too hyped. Where are you at with this?
Well, I always try to, like, kind of err on a more conservative level, I think, because I don't want to get overly excited and then be disappointed, I guess. So I want to get hyped up to a certain degree, but then if things don't kind of meet my expectations, I don't want to not be able to enjoy the new update. And so for me, I think one of my most exciting pieces is probably Jack, the little pumpkin, because Halloween is like my favorite thing in the world. I love Halloween. And so that little piece, that little like kind of sneak peek is something that really made me excited. But I mean, I love the customization, I think, of doing the fireworks. I think that's going to be really fun. I mean, for me, I have a Disney island that I'm creating. And so being able to do fireworks is kind of a cool little thing to be able to do and kind of add excitement to your island in the evenings. I'm a little concerned about Red doing it, though. I'm hoping that there's not going to be some random thing where like fireworks don't work, because I feel like
they blow up.
I feel like they just like blow up your island surprise.
Yeah.
But I mean, I kind of agree with Bobby about the saving and the backup situation. I kind of want to read the fine print with that, because I feel like right now it's a little bit general, and that's kind of why I'm not at an A, because I agree with Bobby. I think that there might need to be a little bit more investigation that goes into what that actually means moving forward. But I'm excited to kind of see. I mean, it's always fun to see bubbles. It's always fun to see new little head pieces and new items. Like, I think that's really fun. And so I'm kind of excited to see where it goes. I mean, I was excited about the most recent update because of the swimming, but I felt that there could have been more added, actually. I felt like it was so much about the swimming, and that was really, really exciting, but I didn't really feel like there was anything else. And so at least with this new update, I feel like there's a lot of aspects, there's a lot of new pieces. For me, this is actually my first Animal Crossing game, so the Dream Suites is kind of a really cool, new, exciting thing to tap into, because I haven't experienced that yet. So I think for anybody who hasn't experienced other games before, this is going to be a really cool new thing to try. So I'm kind of like, I'm in a weird position, because I'm kind of like withholding judgment, because I want to see what this new update brings for like not getting burned out in the long run. Like, hopefully it adds some more excitement and adds like more things to do long term. But I'm also excited about the pumpkins. I got to be honest. I'm very excited about the pumpkins.
The way that I judge it, like how I judged the last one, I would say like the diving was probably like B+. Like, I think these updates have been really good. Now, the reason why I'm saying A minus is because total hours of gameplay, because this is supposed to be an August update. So you look at the fireworks every Sunday, you probably say like 3 to 4 hours of gameplay. The Dream Suites. And I'm surprised, Bob, you're so low on this because we are content creators.
I get that.
This is hundreds of
but
hours.
that's the thing. That's the thing, Pat. That's amazing for us. You got to think big scale. There's some people that don't care to go to other people's islands. And I think if I look at it like this, if people have walked away from Animal Crossing, right? We know there's people that have walked away. Does anything in this update bring them back? And I don't think it does. That's just my opinion. It's cool for us, you know what I mean? Like It's great for you, but seriously, like you've been doing Dream Suites for the last, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the last 3 months.
Here's the difference, though. So, like, Brie Larson or something like that is an Animal Crossing like player. She posts videos and stuff. She posts her code, immediately everyone's gonna go, and it's like a different experience where, like, oh, I can go to a celebrity's island. Oh, I can like watch Bobby's Garden Core video, and yeah, it's different seeing it on like the screen, but now I can go and see like where exactly he placed it. And then the big kicker, the one that I like, is you see like the update with the pattern kiosk thing.
Yeah.
That's huge, dude. Like
if it because let's back it up a second because I got hyped. Listen, I'm trying to just lower expectations. I don't want us to get exploding levels and then it's just bust.
Right.
During New Leaf, the person actually picked the patterns that went out that Wendell gave you. So that's what I'm wondering. Is it going to be where I have full access to all the specialty patterns that are in that island? Then it's a home run. But if it's only like what the person picks, then it sucks. Because then it's just like whatever, you know what I mean? Because that's the other thing, like we borrow or we use other people's codes. So are those codes going to not be able to get uploaded because we don't own them, you know? And that would stink. Like if you go to an island, there's just this amazing path. And it's like, wait a minute, I want to go get it. And you go up there and it's like, it's not there. That would stink, you know? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, people would be very disappointed coming to mine because I feel like I'm not the best at design. So I tend to I do my best, but usually it's just like flooded colors.
Yeah.
Like I just made a Pooh shirt for my Winnie the Pooh and it's like just red and I can do that. That's easy. But like when it comes to these really intricate designs, that's not my forte. So for me, I mean, I would hope that in the new update you could be able to post other people's designs and share those. That would be ideal, I think, for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, like someone's just said in the chat, like maybe it's like people's personal patterns. In that case, it's not going to be that great because I haven't made a ton of them. But I don't know. I just see the potential for this, like especially like 2020. You know, celebrities, musicians are playing it, and like you have people putting out codes. And for me, like even I'm not a content creator, like as just a casual like gamer, I would want to see like these famous people's islands or YouTubers' islands. Like, I just think this Dream Suite, man, is like hundreds of hours. Like I said that about diving. Looking back at it now, it's probably not the case. But this, endless island tours, and you don't have to like coordinate with people.
Well,
you can do it at 2 a.m.
That's an advantage. I mean, as a content creator, I think the Dream Suites are a plus. Listen, you can go back and you can watch my previous, like before this game launched. This was one of the things that I said had to be there day one. And people are like, what are you talking about? You're crazy. I'm like, dude, you don't understand. The craziness of the islands is going to be amazing where people could where you could pop in and go. So I wanted it pre-game launch. Like I said, if they back this up to a month ago or 2 months ago, probably like 2 months ago, I think it would have been ideal. I just think that it's a little bit too late, just in my opinion. And you know what I mean? Like I'm not acting like, listen, I'm not sitting here going like this sucks. I think it's cool. I think ultimately, like the fireworks. I mean, go back and watch my reaction. I'm excited for all of it. I'm not acting like I'm not excited. I just want to temper expectations to the thing of going like, now listen, the fireworks show that could be a lot of fun if you can get. Here's where it could be fun. If I invited you two to my island on a Sunday night, right? And you guys could go talk to Isabel and take your logos or whatever and put them in. Then we could all sit on benches and watch the fireworks show and see everybody's things pop. That would be awesome. If it's all dependent upon me and dude, I got a bunch of patterns. Somebody wants to see that crap. You know what I mean? Like, I just think it could be really cool. Of the three things, I'm probably most excited about the fireworks show, just because I love the fireworks show in previous games. When you're walking around and like it's just lighting up on the ground as you're, you know what I mean, like no matter where you're going, it's just booming and stuff, and it's kind of.
Now that's only in August, right?
Only the month of August, every Sunday.
Okay.
So it goes away then.
Yeah, it goes away.
Yeah.
It goes away.
That's too bad.
But here's the most amazing thing. I mean, I've had access to Red for 2 months. I've seen him 2 times. Now I get to see him 4 times. But I can't buy no paintings from him still.
Well, it's better than me with CJ. Let's be honest. CJ never came to my island. I had a fish island going on where my entire island was just covered in fish because I was trying to keep them forever. And then he showed up 2 days in a row because he graced me with his presence the day before the fish off. So I've only seen him twice. I'm gonna
throw some facts at you. He's trash. He literally.
Is he?
I gave the guy 3 hammerhead sharks. He gave me a tiny little model. I'm like, really, dude? I got this gigantic butterfly that I don't even know where to put because it takes up so much room. I get a hammerhead shark and the thing's like a thimble, man. It's like, this is garbage.
Oh.
Nah, it's
So, like,
I'm sorry.
I watched Bobby's like prediction video, and you had like a lot to say about quality of life things.
Yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Every single update so far has not addressed anything with quality of life.
Not one.
It's fixed glitches. It's fixed weird bugs and stuff. Do we get quality of life updates? Like,
we need them. We absolutely need them.
I second that.
But like I don't know, man. Well, you know what? That's wrong. That's wrong for me to say. If you look at Mario Maker, when they did that final update, it was like they kind of did some quality of life things and kind of gave people what they were clamoring for. I mean, I don't want to wait 2 years for it, but it would be nice, like, if in the next month or two, like, we got something that was like, hey, here's something tangible that you've been screaming about. Like, here you go. Like, they can't. Part of me wonders. This is the truth. Part of me wonders if some of this is pandemic issues. And some of it is just, like, I'm sure they had, like, basic, like, this is what we're going to do in this month, and this is what we're going to do in this month, and this is what we're going to do in this month. That stuff is being done, and they're getting that stuff out, and it's okay. But, like, I'm sure they probably might have had something where it was like, hey, we can have a small team work on quality of life issues or things that we see are issues here, but maybe because they're not really able to work as much, they're having issues. I don't know, but...
Yeah, someone said they fixed like Sahara's dialogue. I haven't noticed. I never talked to her. Mm-hmm. It's like a 2-hour commitment
for everything. For everything.
So Ashlyn, so quality of life, by the way, means like, making things easier, like, less dialogue or something like that. Someone was asking that. But Ashlyn, to you, like, what is some fixes that need to happen?
I've got a big one, and it's probably the most ridiculous one that no one would ever think about, but for me, it really bothers me, and I feel like if it was fixed, it would really elevate my quality of life. Whenever I receive presents, the first option is to drop it.
Oh, yeah.
And this bothers me so much because I'm very click happy. I'm very like impatient because I get so excited as I do when I get an actual present. And so like I tend to drop my present all the time, and it's such a little thing that is so like irrelevant, but to me I feel like the first option should naturally be to open the present and not to drop it. I mean, I know it's not one of these like super in-depth, like really serious. I mean, again, of course, just maybe less dialogue when you're trying to maybe do some relocating of buildings or things like that, but the presents thing, you guys.
Because here's the problem. Here's the problem. It moves around. Sometimes you open and it's like hold or grab is the first one. So you're just so used to that. And then you go, I do the same thing. I drop them every single time.
Oh, and I feel so bad because when I'm on islands and like my amazing like subs are giving me presents and being so kind, and then the first thing I do is drop it. I'm like, I'm the most rude person on the planet.
Like, I don't want this. Boom, get it out of here.
Yeah, throw it back. Be like, this is not okay. No, that's like one thing that I talk about all the time. And it's such a little thing, but it's one of those things that I'm like, why wouldn't you want to open the present first? You know what I mean?
I think the biggest needed one is connected storage. I think that we should have the ability to have a treasure chest or just a chest outside that I do not have to go into my house to access my storage. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, it'd be so nice if I could just, and I would put it right next to my workbench and be like, okay, here it is. Like, that's the biggest pain to me.
Oh, that would
like,
be so great.
Like in Dragon Quest Builders, that's a thing. Like if you have multiple treasure chests and you have the big one connects all of them. And then you can open them up no matter where you are, and you can access and grab the items you need. To me, that would be awesome. That would be...
Well, then if you did that, you could just have your materials in one. You know what I mean? You just have all your materials where you build things, and then you can keep the storage in your house for more like furniture, clothing, things like that. Because I'm a little bit of a hoarder on my island. It's been a problem, and so like I have tons of clothes, and even if you could have like cabinets or something that you can place in your house, that would be amazing too. Because then you can kind of locate the different areas for different things. You know, and be able to actually have storage like, you know, a normal person.
Yeah, right?
That'd be great.
Ashlyn, this is actually an intervention for you. We need to clean your island up.
Oh, no. I'm cornered. No, it's really bad, you guys. It's like I was hoarding fish for a while. I was hoarding, you know, just items. Poor Agnes on my island had like stuff in her yard. I was about ready to get called out on the carpet by Mr. Nook. It was going to happen.
Like, here's the thing about like quality of life updates. I don't want to see them in these trailers. Like, it's not exciting being like, you can craft faster now. I mean, it is exciting, but I don't want to see it. I want to see like the big flashy things.
Who are you kidding? Who are you kidding? If they did a B-roll and they were just like, these are all new things coming and all things you could do, you would be losing your mind.
Okay, but I do want to see, like, especially the next trailer, I want to see my spooky boy Jack. I don't want to see,
You've already seen a picture of him. You're fine. You'll hear about him.
That's not enough.
No, I second that. I want to see all the pumpkins. I want a whole pumpkin patch.
I got news for both of you. You will not see him in the next trailer. If they give us one in September, you're not going to see it. You'll see him in October because he comes out.
There's a lot that's rumored. Like, and I mean, I guess we'll talk about it now. At the end of this trailer, like the other one said, stay tuned for August update. Stay tuned for like July update. This one said fall.
Yeah.
So
little open-ended.
Yeah. Are we getting one next month? Are we getting one just in October?
Man, I hope so. You know what the problem is I say that and then I'm like C-. Like it would be like I would, but I want something very tangible. Like I think that you like seeing the Halloween one would be amazing just to see like what they're doing. Yeah.
I mean, I'd love that because for me, I start decorating for, you know, Halloween in August. So I feel like the earlier the better because Halloween is just my favorite. So, I mean, I would be over the moon excited if they released it earlier rather than later.
Well, like maybe fall has just this giant, like I would want to see like kind of when the game first came out with like introducing the game mechanics and stuff. I want to see an Animal Crossing Direct, like 7 to 8 minutes, a bunch of updates. Here's the fall update. You can crop now, or like you can grow crops. Here's like tutorial on how to do that. Like fall, like there's a lot of things rumored. Yeah. Roosters, crops, like Jack's whole thing.
I would love
like
you guys.
Can we?
That'd be amazing.
Wait a minute. I just want to direct my attention to the chat for a second because they're all saying I'm wrong. I got news for you. Jack don't show up till October. Okay, he might show up at the end of September or whatever. Newsflash: Halloween doesn't happen in September. So, guys, calm down. Listen,
what about his artisan pumpkin business in September, man? I'm making stuff up,
guys.
You gotta prep. You gotta prep for Halloween. You know what I mean? You gotta get in on that early. I mean, for me, I'm really excited about the idea of crops because I want to make a whole like corn maze and do something because I love the corn maze during Halloween and I want to call it like I'm cornfused or something like that. Some punny something with a sign in the front. Like we have to make crops happen.
That I gotta say, that's probably the coolest thing that I think I've heard someone say is like, imagine making like a corn maze. Like if you got corn stalks and stuff like. That might hype me up a little bit. That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be so exciting, you know. And then you can put like little dead ends. You can have like a pumpkin, or you can have like one of the scarecrows, and you can have like different things going on. Maybe a spider. That'd be so great.
You got some corrupted people in this chat, Pat.
Oh, they're
Halloween's all year long. Like, come on.
We're spooky fans. Halloween's my favorite too. Like,
I love it.
I don't know. It's just gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a big update. Now, here's the thing that this is why our grades might be different, and this is kind of like the theme of this whole episode. So I feel like there are people like me who I've played Animal Crossing before, but I can appreciate the updated Dream Suites. I can appreciate the updated like things that are coming back, the fireworks show. It's just like a new bit of polish and new items. Mm-hmm. However, there's people on the other side of the fence who are like, I've been playing Animal Crossing forever, and New Leaf had every single one of these. Not everything right away, but like, why isn't this game complete? And I think that's the reason why a lot of people are grading this lower. So, I mean, I'll start with Bobby because maybe you feel this way. Do you feel like this is an incomplete game? Like, is this?
I don't feel like it's an incomplete game. I've said this before. Like, I feel like the game that I got, it's given me 600 plus hours. I have loads of enjoyment. New Leaf, I played 600 hours, bagged it, I was done. Right? So for me to have, after 4 or 5 months, 600 hours, it's a complete game in my eyes. But for me to get super hyped over something that I felt should have been there month 1, month 2, because it was more important than it is right now, yeah, like it feels like lackluster to me a little bit. Like everything that they showed, I've seen it. And in all fairness, we're getting less. Like, the Dream Suite in New Leaf was an actual building that you went into. So not only did we lose the building, we lost Wendell. So we don't get Wendell in this one. We don't get, so it's like you get excited because something's coming, but it's like we take with one hand, we take away with the other. Like, hey, you can now change your hairstyle and do all you want with a mirror, but now you lose Shampoodle, and it's like stuff like that that's really bothering me a little bit, just because I miss some of these NPCs, and I love some of these NPCs, and it's like we're losing them one by one by one. So,
Okay, and this is perfect. So now on the other side, we have Ashlyn. This is your first game. How do you feel like every single month you have something to look forward to? Is this, you must be excited. This is all new.
Oh yeah, I'm over the moon. Again, this is I think I can speak for all the new Animal Crossing players. Like this is so exciting. Like, because we haven't had that exposure to any other games, it's like this is all completely new. The idea of being able to customize your own fireworks, like that is the most exciting thing ever. I think for me, the only way I would describe Animal Crossing as being an incomplete game is just I wish on a regular basis that I could have a little bit more of a relationship with the villagers. And I don't know if this is something that happens in any other Animal Crossing games, but I do wish that there was some more growth that could happen with the villagers, or like if there was some sort of like storyline there, or more mini games with the villagers, or more, I think something to kind of work towards. I almost equate it to like a Stardew Valley type thing, where it's like you can make relationships with the other characters, you can grow in friendship, you get access to new things the further you get in your relationship with them, and it's like just another aspect that I think would really elevate Animal Crossing. And I don't know if that's something that would ever be in an update, because I feel like that would be so grand. But otherwise, for me, I wouldn't see Animal Crossing as an incomplete game. I see it as a design game mostly. And I think if you're into design and more into, building something from nothing, it is a complete game, because that truly is what it's been for me, is like having this blank slate and then building and building and building and like making it very individual and personalized to me. But again, I think the only way I would see it as an incomplete game is just that the villagers are such a huge part of the game, and you spend so much time looking for them and so much time like kind of creating your dreamies list, and then I just feel like you don't get to have that like level of friendship that I keep wanting, especially with Marshall.
Yeah, I can see that. That's a good comparison. Yeah, like Stardew. Like, yeah, you can become best friends and you can get their photos. I guess that's like the end game of friendship. But the way I see it, I think that this Animal Crossing game, which is astounding because it's been, 7 years since the last one, I think it wasn't ready and they needed to push it out. It got delayed. They put it out anyway. And I just think like they were okay putting this product out because they're like, wait, we easily put 300 to 400 hours in this. We want to keep people interested. Clearly, you could blame the pandemic or not, but like they don't really have a lot going with games. So it's like, well, the updates will kind of, we're anticipating everyone to play Animal Crossing. We'll just keep putting out updates. It doesn't really bother me. And I've played the Animal Crossing games before. It doesn't bother me that these are coming out. Like, I think the disconnect is they're marketed as new things, whereas like Bobby's like, I've seen this before. This is not, and you're giving me less than what I had before. That's the disconnect. But my feeling, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this year we're going to get little injections of the old games to make it feel like a complete game. Then year 2 is going to be where New Horizons personality comes out, and there's going to be new things. Maybe that's just me like wishful thinking, because they said 2 years they were going to keep it going.
I mean, listen, I'm not dumb enough to think, or I'm not dumb enough to see what they did. You know what I mean? Like, this is you arriving on an island, right? There should be nothing there. There should be a base with nothing. And as time goes on, you're building and you're adding things. I get that aspect of it. I totally see what they did. Storyline-wise, that's what it's all been. Like, you're building, you're trying to get KK Slider to come in. You got the museum, you got a course Blathers to come over. I get it. I just want them to go, okay, if we're doing this, we're going to give you... when this is done, when this is all said and done, I just want this game to have more in it than New Leaf had. That's all. I mean, and I don't think that that's too much to ask for. I think that when we're all said and done, I want it to be like, I want it to kill New Leaf. I want it to be so much better than New Leaf that it's just above and beyond. And the one thing that it has done for me personally is me playing previous Animal Crossing games is I play this game totally different than I ever did. Previous Animal Crossing games, I, would fish and hunt bugs all the time. I basically backed away from that. I don't really do that as much in this game. So it's definitely got me playing the game differently, which is exciting because it's like, okay, when you get bored of playing the way you're playing, you can go play the way you used to play, and you have all that gameplay there now too. So I think I'm okay, ultimately where it's going.
Buick said, this is a good point, because like people may not know. What is it in the old games that is really making this game worse? So it's not that it's making it worse, but like we said before, we're missing NPCs, we're missing buildings, and I feel like that gave...
I mean, you want me to list it? You want me to list it? It's simple. The Happy Home Academy, Club LOL. Every single night I could go with a group of friends and hang out at Club LOL and have DJ KK playing, and then on Saturday nights I could go and watch him do whatever. Nookingtons. Where's Nookingtons? We got a 2-story Nook's cranny. That's missing. Retail's missing. Kix had his own shop that you could go to anytime you wanted to go to and check that out. Leaf had his own shop that you could go to anytime you wanted to go do your stuff. Like, there's a boatload of stuff that
I think it's the biggest thing is like, instead of the post office, we have a little postcard kiosk. Like, instead of a hairdresser, we have a mirror now. So it's like, it's not that it's a worse game. It's just some of the personality has been stripped out. And like, Animal Crossing is all personality. The game's adorable. It's whatever. But like,
there's people there's people that'll say like the greatest storyline in this game is the storyline in the Able Sisters. When you talk to them and they're talking about Label and all that stuff, right? Dude, there's another storyline that we totally miss now, which was a love triangle that took place in the post office between Pelly and Phyllis and Pete. And, like, it was just awesome, the way it would all break down. And like, you go in there, and, like, sometimes they would be talking. Like, it was just so awesome to see these storylines that are kind of like, they're out now, so...
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, that's definitely something that I kind of miss, and I didn't even play these other games, is that I can tell that I would miss them, is that I just feel like my villagers are kind of just around each other. They're not really like, every once in a while they'll have a conversation and stuff, but it just feels very scripted. It doesn't really feel like they're growing. It doesn't feel like a storyline's unfolding. It just kind of happens. But then, two of my characters can be mad at each other and then nothing happens after that. It's like they're fine. Yeah. And so for me, I love the storyline aspect of things. I love, games where there is a storyline aspect, but there's also free play. Yeah. I think that kind of opens you up to whichever you feel like that day. And so that's definitely something that, just listening to you guys talk, that is kind of a sad thing to not have if you're missing characters. But it is possible that maybe they're going to be incorporating them kind of every so often in these updates, like they're doing with Luna. It's like they're releasing this new character. So maybe ultimately you guys are right in that at the end of these updates, whenever we have something really big happen, maybe they're just going to be like sprinkling in these characters in a different way until we ultimately get to that point where we're at New Leaf.
Yeah.
And then we can expand. You know what I mean?
I think a good example, because like we talk about the obviously Animal Crossing examples, but like think of Pokemon, for example. So think of, they put out a new Pokemon and you had this new smartphone and you could heal your Pokemon that have fainted instead of going to a Pokemon Center. Like you see where like there's the charm is kind of taken away, like the experience, like it's more convenient. Yeah. But like, you know, that's iconic.
I mean, two games ago, I could get an ATM card and literally shop with the ATM card. It didn't have to carry around a bunch of bells. I have a phone now, and I can't even access my money. It's like so, like it steps back. You know what I mean? Like that's the stuff that I would like to see changed a little bit. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, like I disagree that like just because the last game had something that we should be hard on this game. Like it is a different game, but like. I was more so talking about like the trailers, kind of like, oh, we've already had this, so like this is kind of disappointing. Like I feel like it's.
I don't listen. I think maybe I'm
kind of speaking more to the chat.
I know. I maybe and I want to explain myself. I think maybe I'm coming off like I hated this thing, and I don't. I don't think. Listen, I don't think it's the be all end all of updates. Like I said, of the 3 updates that we've gotten so far, I feel like it's the worst of the 3. But it's still better than any other games that are out there right now. Going like, I love this game immensely. Like I literally play every single day, every single night. Any chance I get to play, I play it. I just look at the very first one as an A. I feel like the last one was a B, and this one's a C. I feel like, you know, and it doesn't have anything to do with like, oh, well, we're finally getting stuff that's in the past. That doesn't any like. I was excited. I am excited for the Dream Suites. I just don't think it's like lose my absolute mind over it. You know what I mean? Like that's where like you can watch my reactions in all 3 videos, right? All 3 updates. When we saw Shrubs and Leaf and the new museum and Red, I was freaking out because I was like, this is amazing. I got a little hyped, but I wasn't like losing my mind over it. So that's where I feel like, you know, and listen, that's my opinion. I'm not saying that you guys like no. You guys jump on me when I say like, well, I don't time travel. Well, this is my opinion. This is what I feel. I'm not saying you guys. I don't time travel either. Yeah, I don't feel like you guys gotta like agree with me or disagree with me. I'm not trying to win nobody's opinion here. This is just my opinion. This is what I feel. Yeah. Like I'm not saying that the game sucks. I'm not saying that the game's horrible. None of that. Like I think there's a disconnect in what's going on here. It's just an opinion that I have. For me personally, it was not the greatest update that there was. I feel like there's more coming that will be better. Like, I'm sorry. I feel like the next update that's coming is going to be better than this one. Should I then turn around and go like, hey, this one, like, I don't want revisionist history. I just don't want to look back at that, you know?
Yeah. And if you guys wonder, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, and I think I'm in a unique position because I've never played these other games that I have nothing to compare it to. Yeah. And so for me, I mean, I err on a more conservative level, but for me, looking at this looked like the most exciting thing ever, you know. So people like me who have never played this game before, it's going to be really, really exciting because this is our first exposure to being able to have access to these things that we never had access to before, or even knew as possible. So I think honestly, it just depends on your love of the old game, or if you've never played this game before. I think it's going to change your opinion.
Yeah.
And one of the big pluses, like that we didn't really touch on, is like when we do Dream Suites, it's our own internet connection. So if like I want to visit, you know, one of my UK friends, like I don't have to worry about their connection. It's like all mine. Yeah. But I will say the Dream Suites, there's a lot of new like players here. Basically, like if I put out a dream code right now, you guys will only see what my island is at its current state. So I saw a couple people saying like, oh, isn't this going to spoil your design videos? Not really, because like if I put the code out now and I make like 6 hours of designs, you guys won't see them. It doesn't update with the code
until you go back and update it. The one thing I will say that kind of piqued my interest a little bit, the whole idea of like your character's there to give a tour kind of thing or walk them through, I think I read. That's weird to me. Like
I feel like that's some Westworld.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. You know what I mean? Like, is it something where like you activate it and then that person kind of walks you? I don't know, man. I don't know exactly what that was because typically you were in the other dream suites, but you were just kind of like an NPC. You just kind of hung there and didn't do anything. Maybe that's just weird wording that they put. I don't know exactly what that meant, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be pretty cool if you could customize your character to give like a specific type of tour. I think that would be pretty cool if you could do that. That'd be pretty fun.
Bobby, we got some topics, right? What you got for us, man?
The topics, we just ran through them all. What are you talking about? Oh,
no,
okay.
You said another one.
Okay, my bad. I didn't realize we were going to go back to that. So, do we want to do you want to go with the Polygon thing first? Or you want to do Crunchy first?
We'll do the Polygon thing first.
Okay, so Polygon is see, this isn't just Bobby, this is other people too. Polygon is reporting that despite the latest update, fans are still burned out. What are your thoughts on it?
Start with Ashlyn. It's your first Animal Crossing game. Burnout?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm in a lucky position because the majority of the time that I play Animal Crossing, I'm streaming, and so I try to kind of keep my playing to a minimum because I wanna kind of document everything on a stream with my viewers. And so for me, I haven't spent a ton of time off stream, so I haven't kind of finished my island yet. I haven't gotten to that point where I'm happy with my island, and so there's nothing else to do, and I'm just kind of trying to do busy work, pick up weeds here and there and stuff. So I totally understand how during this quarantine, during this pandemic, people could be feeling burned out if they've been spending hours and hours and hours and hours playing, and if they finish their island and they don't really have any friends to go visit, and like there aren't a ton of side quests. So I can see how people would feel burned out. And I think that Animal Crossing is smart and that they keep kind of giving us these updates to keep things fresh and to keep things going. But again, for me, I think I'm in a very unique position to where I may not get burned out with the game because I'm able to visit other people's islands and see kind of people's ideas, and I'm kind of going slower than most people maybe with the game at home because I am kind of keeping it to the stream. But I can totally see how people, if they kind of do it all, at once, that they may get to the point where they're like, oh no, I've pretty much done everything. There's no kind of relationship building with the villagers. I've built an island that I feel really confident about. I don't really want to tear it all down and start over. Like what do I kind of do? So I can see how that could potentially be a concern for players.
Mm-hmm. I can see that. I mean, coming from my thing, like I keep up with trends and design. Like designing is like taking over my life. So it's like I can see how people can get burnt out. Me personally, I don't think I'm even close, especially with these trailers. Like I'm still collecting all the mermaid stuff. Like I've never seen Gulliver. Is he a myth? I've never seen him.
No, I've seen him. He came to my island. I've seen him. He's not a myth.
Twice. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen him. So it's like I can see the burnout, but like I think people are referring to burnout as I used to play 6 hours a day. Now I only play 2 or 1. And like Animal Crossing is a game where it's kind of designed to play 30 minutes to an hour a day forever. So it's like you may not be binging it as much as you used to, but there's a lot of people tearing down their islands and stuff. So it's like, are those people kind of scratching to be like, I still want to be addicted? Like, I just feel like the game time has gone lower. I don't think necessarily people are burnt out.
Yeah.
Maybe like the first wave of people.
Yeah. I'm not burned out at all. I feel like every time I start to get this thing where like I feel like where burnout starts to set in is when you turn it on, you walk out of the house and you're like, I got nothing to do. And then either you shut it down or whatever happens, right? And for me, any time that's happened, I will just do my dailies and turn it off. Don't force yourself to play. If you're not feeling it, don't force yourself to play. And I found that like there's been 1 or 2 times where I've actually turned it on, ran around in a circle, checked my mail, checked for some fossils, went to the Nook stop to get my Nook miles, checked the stores, and then left. And then that was it, right? The next day, I was like, okay, I got some more stuff I want to do now. And then, like, the other thing, too, is, like, I find myself also just changing my island. It's just a ever-rotating island. I'm constantly, like, trying to design and do different things and fix it. Like, I'm on my 3rd design of my entire island now. And I love it. I have so much fun. I'm actually to the point where I'm like, please, Nintendo, give us some new items, like more items. Like Pocket Camp is getting overloaded with stuff all the time, and like I'm begging for something new, you know. And it's like, not that I'm not trying to bag on it, like, but I would just like a pack of new things, like a new furniture series or something that we can actually start to take and incorporate into our designs. Because I feel
love
like
some s'more sticks to put next to the fire. I have been dying for that.
They exist.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, they exist?
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
It's an autumn DIY. It's the autumn leaf pile, and you customize it, and there's roasting marshmallows. It's the best item in the game.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I'm happy for her. I'm good. That was my thing. Yeah. I'm good. No, see, I'm totally not burned out either. Like, I'm having so much fun because for me, I feel like I don't think I'll ever get to that point where I'm 100% happy with my island. I think there's always something new to do. There's always some way that you can kind of enhance everything and make everything like a little bit more sparkly. And so for me, there's always a new code or something that you can add. And so for me, I don't see myself personally ever getting burned out. But because I just love this game, and now there's s'mores, so I mean,
and see,
I'm so happy.
That's any game right there.
And you know what? I might be coming around now. Now that you're saying this stuff to me, right? And I'm like, maybe the Dream Suites is what snaps you out of your thing, because you go to people's islands and then you get inspired, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna come out. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a C+, a B-.
Oh, come on.
No.
Nah, I wouldn't go that crazy, but no, maybe I'm not seeing the full potential of it. You know, maybe in a couple weeks I might come back and go, "Oh my god, this is amazing." Could happen, you know?
Yeah.
The next thing is all three of us have been part of Crunchy Island, and I wanted to kind of just talk about it a little bit, like our experiences. Pat's been on twice. He lost once. He won once.
Congratulations!
Yeah,
thank you.
You were on the show that Pat lost. You also lost the chase.
You're saying Pat lost a lot, Bobby.
Well, I'm just saying Pat's a loser. My bad. I know I lost last night. I played last night. That was my first time going into it. I just want to kind of like go about experiences, like talk about like what you guys think of it, because I'll start with me. Like last night I texted Pat like probably 2 hours beforehand, and I'm like, okay, what do I need to know here? What are some tips that I need to know?
Yeah.
And you know what he said, now looking back, makes absolute sense. You know, and I guess I could say it, right, Pat? You don't have a problem with saying it. It was basically like, don't really pay attention to the chat until you get midway through, because you pay attention to the chat early and you get all zipped up. I think what chat doesn't realize, there's a couple of things. Number one, there is a lag between what we're doing and what actually hits the screen. And, you know, it's crazy. Like, you're sitting there and like I had people, one point I had two staircases that I one was in the distance and one I passed. And they're like, no, go back to the stairs. I'm like, okay. And I went back to the stairs and they're like, no, not that one, the other one. I'm like, dude, like, he can't, I don't know what's going on here, you know? The other thing, too, is now apparently this whole thing of, like, they're calling spies is a thing where, like, where fans are, like, watching a bunch of different ones. I literally was the first one to get the gold shovel last night. They said I had about a 20-second lead because immediately everybody jumped into all the other chats and were like, go to the corner. That's where the gold shovel is.
That's why you listen to chat midway through, because like when you first start, Sam changes the islands every time.
Yeah.
So it's like they're telling you go up, go right. They have no idea. No one knows except Sam.
Yeah.
So it's like when the weapons, when the items like get leaked, that's when like chat's like, Bobby, go to the beginning. There's wood. So it's like that's when you listen to chat.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
What I thought of what I should I'll jump to you in a second. But what I should have done is I should have grabbed the shovel, went through, and dug a few holes, so they couldn't get through right away to give me more time.
Just like delay.
Yeah, but I wasn't thinking.
Amazing.
Yeah, but I wasn't thinking.
what about you, Ashlyn? What do you think of these mazes?
Oh man, I mean, I absolutely loved my experience. I thought it was so neat. I gotta be honest. I mean, I love puzzles. I grew up on Nancy Drew games where you really have to think outside the box and you really have to kind of like put yourself in Sam's shoes and go, okay, I am a master of races. Where would I put things? You know what I mean? And so like, because he truly is a master of races. Like that was incredible. And I really thought, you guys, that by doing a ton of research and by watching all of the previous races, that was somehow going to give me like a little bit of an edge. And it doesn't, because he truly creates a whole new race every single time with like new little tricks and new little like surprises and things. And so when I went into it, I was like, okay, I've got to go slow. I've got to keep a cool head, because the minute you get frazzled, it's like you get a blank movie screen moment and you're just kind of like redoing things. And I had that moment when I was in the part of the maze where you're like up next to the museum, like with all the stepping stones.
Oh, yeah.
I was in there for like 10 minutes and I had this panic moment of like, oh no, I'm going to be stuck in here. And this is how I'm going to end this game. Ashlyn will never get out of this. And this will become a meme. Like I will never find my way. But I absolutely loved it. I mean, it was such a treat, because to be able to have 4 very intelligent YouTubers trying to solve something, and it takes us an hour and like basically an hour and I think it was like 8 minutes or something like that. That is incredible. Yeah. Like that is amazing that it all kind of like it stumped us a little bit, and it was really, really cool. I mean, it was such a challenge and I loved it.
Yeah. Not to give Sam a bigger head than he probably already has, okay? I would go so far as to say that this is the most exciting thing in Animal Crossing right now.
Oh, and I agree.
It's crazy that like he started, with no subscribers like everyone else, and it's like he is creating an event that people like want to not only like compete in but watch, and it's just like the nerves when you start. Bobby, you were nervous, man. I saw that sweat pouring off you.
I wasn't nervous.
It's tough.
I was pissed is what was happening. I was getting so mad, man, because the thing is like you're trying your best to do what you can do, and then you have chat literally screaming at you, and it's like I just wanted to scream back and go, I don't know what the F to do. Like, stop. I actually started cursing. I barely cursed. No. And I literally started cursing because I was getting so frustrated. And then the other thing, I know Sam's here. I'm going to say this. Bro, you can't say on the thing, staff only. That's all he said was staff only. So I thought, oh, wait a minute. I saw a staff only sign. I'm going to dip through there. Then all of a sudden my chat screamed like, you're going the wrong way. You're not allowed to go there. I was like, damn it. He's right. I got to go back.
Yep.
So that can't be worse than stealing the wrong wood by accident. That
you stole my wood.
I'm so sorry. I'm so happy I have this opportunity to apologize to you in person. I am so sorry. And then to top it all off, I blocked you, and I was like, "Wait, I want to give you this wood," and you're like, "Move." Oh, yeah. Listen, I was like, I'm trying. I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry.
It honestly didn't affect the race, because I naturally was like, oh, she took the wrong wood, and I grabbed yours, I think, or someone else's. I don't know.
He's like, whatever. Yeah. I'm just gonna steal the next person's.
I started this like domino. I was like, oh no. Yeah. But it was like the worst kind of sabotage, you guys, because it was not intentional. Not intentional.
Now I just saw something in the chat that I think you and I need to have a conversation, Pat. They're saying that you were going to helping tiny libraries.
Bro, I'm a villain. I'm helping everyone.
Why are you turning on me? What is that all about?
In my defense, you weren't even close, bro.
I wasn't. When it finally hit what I needed to do, then it was like, okay, I got this. And then, but the minute it clicked, that like, oh, I got this now, boom, it was over. And I was like, okay, that's it. It just took me longer to figure. That first time going through, I think really just takes a little bit. I mean, unless you're Ets, then you're just a mess and you're all over the place. But like
Ets goes there for the items.
He just goes there for the items. He's literally like digging up stuff. Although I did get a gold shovel, so I'm cool with that. I was happy about that.
I mean, I got a ton of like cherry blossom stuff. I was so excited about it. I was like, listen, it's okay that I lost. I'm a winner.
Yeah. I actually felt bad. I was taking so much stuff. And I was like, I can't do this. And I went back to the answers, just dropped a bunch of stuff.
Oh.
And I was like, I feel really bad doing it. I did keep the
So,
gold shovel though. I was like, I gotta have that.
I have an idea for Sam and Lauren because it's a 2-team effort. It's a 2-person effort. It's
it
not
really
just
is.
but so I noticed that you have Nook's Cranny on your island. I don't know how you would do this, but maybe instead of items, you hide bells, and you have to like collect enough bells to like buy the wetsuit out of Nook's Cranny. I don't know if that would work, but there you go. I think that'd be cool. Like making a transaction to win.
That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. I'd like that.
Yeah. It was good though. It was fun. It was a lot. I would do it in a minute. It was so much fun. It was.
Oh, me too.
It was just unbelievable, man.
I think the most underrated part of this, and this was probably like unintentionally like him doing this, but like it's created a community. It's created a big community. Like Ashlyn, the reason you're here is because I like kind of know you from the race, and like
I know.
like Kang was here and
Chase.
Chase, like a lot of people I never talked to before that. So I mean that's a great part of it too. It's like everyone's kind of building there's people in particular that don't respond to invitations I've heard, but we'll just keep that. We'll just keep that away. Is that it for topics, Bobby?
That's what we had. Yeah, that's what we had.
Sweet.
This one's been an hour. What do you want? You want me to just keep,
This is a 6-hour special.
It's been a good talk, man.
You got okay.
Now it's time for you to do your job. Get the questions.
Yeah. Woo. I'll finally do it. So we're at the halfway point, which means Q&A time.
Yes.
Yay.
So 2 different ways you can like submit questions. You can put them in the chat right now, or you can go over to the Discord, and we have a Nook Talk question channel. I'm gonna start with the top one. Let's see. Okay, of course, Nicole. Question 1: since many people think that we should have had all the things from the beginning that was in older games, what brand new update should AC add that hasn't been in an old game you would like to see for fall? So not Brewsters or Harvesting, a brand new thing that you would like to see. Start with Ashlyn.
Well, this is going to be a tough one for me to answer because I'm not familiar with the other games of what they had and what they didn't have. So, I mean, for me, I would probably say, I don't know if it's technically for fall, but I would love to see like more items as far as like maybe little like plushies that you can carry or like little gifts that you can give to the villagers that are like villager specific. I think that would be really cool. I don't know if that's really a fall thing. If it's for fall, I would probably say, I mean, I'd love to see anything scary. Like I know we have skeletons, I know we have pumpkins, I know we have like crops and things like that. So anything that's maybe like a little bit scarier but still cute to live in the Animal Crossing world. That's what I would say.
What about you, Bobby?
Number 1, I want to say thank you. 6K, we just hit it. Thank you guys very much for all that. So
I knew we could.
I appreciate that.
Yay! Oh my goodness, hype.
The thing that I would do is I've thought about this. I've mentioned this earlier, I think on an episode of Breaking Bells, but I've had some time to kind of fully realize it. I would create a grizzly bear named Jack, right? Have him in like a lumberjack outfit. And then he would have a store where he sells you supplies. So you don't have to go harvest supplies if you don't want to. If you need hardwood, you need softwood, you need wood, you need rocks, you go into a store and maybe it's a certain amount. Like you can't buy like unlimited amounts, but maybe he has some stuff there. So if you want it, and maybe he also, does DIYs, like some specialty, like foresty type DIYs. Like you could buy them from him. That would be something brand new that I would love that has never been in an Animal Crossing game ever.
Okay, I'm dropping my answer. I'm with that. I want that. That sounds amazing. Seriously, trying to find wood is the bane of my existence. And I always end up chopping down my trees because I'm too lazy to go make a normal axe. And so like having a shop to do all that would be the greatest thing ever. So I go with that. Yeah. I second that.
I'd be down with that.
I think I'm still going with my original idea. I mean, it's spooky season. I think that there should be a nighttime vendor. Some creepy guy where if it's like past like closing time, there should be a guy walking around with like random stuff. Like maybe he has like a bunch of wood you can buy or just I don't know, different things every day. New NPC. I think it would get people excited.
He should be very ominous. He should wear like a really large like cloak and like a little hat, and like he should be very kind of scary. Maybe it's like Red's brother or something. That'd be so fun.
That could be Rossetti. Rossetti, because sorry, I know that I saw earlier that every time Bobby says in New Leaf, they're supposed to take a shot. So in New Leaf, in New Leaf, in New Leaf. But in New Leaf, there was the manhole cover that would open up, and Mr. Rossetti would be in there. You could go down in underground to talk to him. It'd be kind of cool if that was maybe it. Like maybe him and his brother are now these underground salesmen that like you once in a while, you know, one of your manhole covers, if you have manhole covers, or maybe they make a specialty one that's just opened up and you go down and then you talk to Don and Mr. Rossetti and you get it.
Oh, that's some Pennywise stuff. No thanks. I would not be partaking in that.
Oh, you trust me, it's wonderful. It's awesome.
Oh, that sounds scary.
That's a good one. Cal says water decorations. Like now that we can dive out there, that would kind of be cool.
That would be fun.
Cool. That would be cool.
But I think this game is kind of missing like new NPCs. Like I know we have like CJ and Flick and stuff like that, and I kind of like them, not as much as the older ones, but like a brand new NPC to kind of give this game like some more spice.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a good one. Actually, we didn't even touch on this. Lily G in the Discord said, "Do you think Dream Suites will ruin island tours for streamers or improve them?"
I think it'll improve them tenfold.
I agree.
The only thing that will kind of it's a twofold thing. If it's a tour like Chase does or the ones that I've done a few times, you've done it too. I think Pat, where you have the person on the call with you. Obviously, that's a little different. But if it's ones where you're just streaming and you're going to people's islands, I don't know, man. Because I think part of that is like going and doing the tour with the person. But like if you did something where, like, let's say you wrap your stream, right? Let's say that you do your stream and you wrap it and you go, hey, by the way, we have a special, Dream Suite tour. We're going to go to Brie Larson's island tonight, and like everybody could be experiencing it for the first time together. Like something special that you find that would be kind of cool. Listen, I think it'll take about a week or two. Streamers will start to find a way to make it their own, but yeah, I think it'll be okay.
What about you, Ashlyn? You primarily stream, so like, is this changing anything for you?
I mean, I think it will enhance it, to be honest. I think it will definitely enhance it. I think it's just another island that you can personalize. I mean, I think that's what's cool too, is that you also have that aspect where you can have two separate type of islands. You could maybe do, because for me, I love themes. So you could have one island that's like my Disney theme, and I'm not going to like recreate my Disney theme for that island. So what I'll do is I'll create something completely different and be able to have this outlet to create something brand new. And maybe I use that as my island to tear down and restart and tear down and restart. And so I love having like a home base island that I keep as like my thing, and then maybe something that I can continue to like expand upon and continue to like change. And so I think it's really cool for that aspect to have another island that you can try out and do new things with. I think that's really cool. It's another blank slate opportunity.
Yeah. I think the thing about like fans and stuff is that they think like their favorite YouTubers or whatever are gonna like change their content. Like they're never gonna come to my island again. I don't know about like anyone else. I can't speak for anyone else, but like I love going to people's islands. I love seeing them and like interacting with them, and they give the tours sometimes, and like you can't recreate that in a Dream Suite. At least we think so.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think like I would stream like Dream Suite only, but it would be like meme islands. Like let's go check out KFC's island, or like, you know, celebrity Dream Suite stream, something like that. But I think Dream Suites for me are going to be more so videos. Like they're not going to be like streams.
The other thing with Dream Suites is I think if there's a time zone issue where like let's say that you have someone that wants you to come and they're in Australia or they're in Japan and you can't link up because of time zones, then it might actually work out to be good.
Yeah, I can see that. This is a good one here from Leanne over in Discord. When not creating content, so streaming or videos, how long do you spend on AC and what would you do? What do you do? Ashlyn, when you're not making videos, streaming, how long do you play usually?
Well, recently, because I'm doing like this kind of like Disneyland, I'm opening my island to my dream team, my subs, for the first time. So they're coming for a fashion show that we do once a month. So I've been doing a lot more. I've been staying up until like 4 a.m. kind of like tidying up my island and getting it ready. So besides this week, I would say maybe like solidly like maybe 30 to 45 minutes outside of streaming, because I try, like I said, to do the majority of my island play on the stream. But when I'm not streaming, I tend to go deep sea diving a lot. So that's I love that aspect. I just think that's just the coolest thing. I do that. And then I do kind of the mundane things that maybe aren't really interesting to do on a stream. Like I try to get all of my weeds up because I'm like a completionist and want to have no weeds. And like I get all my fossils and things like that. So I kind of do the busy work, and then I go deep sea diving because I'm still looking for a little vampire squid.
They're awesome. Bobby, off content, how long do you spend playing?
I don't spend a lot. I spend probably off content. I probably play maybe 10 hours a week if I'm lucky. And that's mainly because well, you know me, Pat, I'm constantly making content. I don't have a whole lot of free time. But that aside, like, I also have my daytime job. So when I don't do that, it is content. But I also feel like I like to build on stream. Mm-hmm. And because it's become this whole community thing where like we'll literally sit there for 2 hours and build a section of my island, and I get like all these ideas thrown at me, and we're putting stuff down, we're taking it up, we're doing. I don't want to, like, I love that moment of my stream. I don't want to pass that up to be building by myself. You know, I could, but I just would rather spend that time cultivating that area as a team, so then it feels like we're doing it. It's not me. You know what I mean? Like, that's the one thing that I think is different between this game and previous games. Like, this is not my island. This is our island. This is the community's island, because they're constantly like, hey, I want to have input on this, and no, that tree doesn't look good there. Move it like a couple spots to the left, and no, that tree's no good. Put a cypress there. Like, it's that whole creative process of bouncing ideas off of people. I love it, man. I wouldn't change it for the world, man. It's amazing. So
I agree.
It's tough for me not to play when I'm not,
Yeah. I think for me, like, I do all my dailies off content. I don't want to like make videos of that. But I think when it comes to, I try and stream as much as I can, like building. I do building streams sometimes, like obviously the island tours. But I play a lot, like right before a design video. Like I said before, each design video probably takes like between 4 and 10 hours of play, because I have to like make everything.
Yeah.
Right.
So I play a lot off stream, which I probably should stream that. Why not? I'm just playing. But sometimes it's nice to relax, hear the bugs and stuff.
Yeah.
But,
especially when you're struggle bussing with a heart lake that you can't seem to get right. I spent like 20 minutes trying to build this heart lake on stream, and it was the most embarrassing thing I've ever experienced. And so then it's like I go off stream and then I do it in 5 minutes, and I'm like, I wish everyone could have seen me complete this.
I swear I did it.
I did it, but then it was the big reveal, so that was exciting.
That's a good question. Wait, I have a question. And this is for Ashlyn, okay?
Oh, okay. Exciting.
I got to hear about this, because I'll just say I'm not really familiar with like you and like your content as much as I should be. But we got to talk about this Emmy-nominated actress thing. What have we been in? Like, what's going on here?
Oh, you're going to make me blush. Okay. Well, I actually am an actress. That's my career. I'm in California right now, and I've been pursuing acting for a little bit under 10 years now. And I've been in a variety of shows. My Emmy nomination was for my role on the show called The Bold and the Beautiful, and I played this character who suffered from mental illness, and she was an incredible character. I actually was nominated for my Emmy because of my death scenes, because I died on the show. It was a pretty epic death, I gotta say. And so I've been in a fair amount of things. I've been like in Salem. I've been in Hand of God.
What the hell? What is even happening here?
We got a celebrity.
Here, and I'm like, I'm sleeping on this. What is happening right now?
Yeah, and so that's what I got my Emmy nomination for. It was a really special experience, because I had been on the show for about 2 years, and then it was a really cool ending to have like my final moments be on the show with, you know, kind of going through the award experience, being nominated for that character, and then that was just like the perfect closing for that chapter of my career. So it was amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Pat, I used to watch Days of Our Lives when I was a kid, man. I used to love
Oh my goodness.
I used to love that show.
That's amazing.
So did my grandma.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is amazing.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like I hear that more and more. When I was on the show, it was like all of my family members came forward and they were like, yeah, I used to watch this all the time, like General Hospital.
Oh yeah.
Like my mom was into General Hospital. And so like, let me tell you, they were so key in me being on that show, because a lot of the family tree situations are so complex that like I had to study and study and study. And so they were very helpful. My family members who watched the show for years.
That is so amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, soap operas are definitely like nostalgic for me. I definitely shed some tears with my mom. Okay. All right. Next.
I love that. That's so great. I love that so much.
Let's see. Okay. Here's one. Angpor says, for everyone, some people think island design is becoming too competitive with constant showcasing in viral islands. What do you think about the competitiveness?
Ooh. That's a tough one.
Design. This is where we're at right now. Okay.
I've had people say that to me, like they feel like sometimes we're showing off the cream of the crop, and maybe it's making people that can't or don't have that ability feel lesser. And my thing is like, I'm very much like Pat. Like, dude, when we're streaming, it's random. I don't pick. I don't know what people's islands are when I show up. You know, when I do an actual video, like that's handpicked, and of course you want to show something that's the best and interesting. And the whole idea is, from a streaming or a content creator's aspect, is you are constantly trying to one up the next guy. I'm never going to do a tour like Chase does. This guy is like a madman. You know what I mean? Like, but he gets all these amazing islands, and it's hard to in my mind, like I don't even want to go tour an island unless, in my opinion, it's as good as something that Chase would do, because nobody's going to watch it. They're going to be like, what's the point? I go watch Chase's island at Berryshires. So, but otherwise, like, I just think that, like, who cares? It's like life, man. Who cares what people think? Do your thing, man. Have a good time. Nobody cares. Like, I'm never going to sit there and go, like, I'm not going to build this because I'm worried about what Ashlyn's going to do. Whatever. Yeah. Like, she's got her style, I got mine. Just have fun. You know, don't get caught up in that non-stuff. You know, I'll tell you, let me say this. Something my grandfather told me. This is a piece of advice you could use in all of life. Nobody is better than you. Nobody is better than you. They might have better hair. They might have a better eye color. They might be better at baseball. They might be better at football. They might be better at drawing. They might be better at singing. They're not better than you. And don't ever let anybody make you feel that way. And that's the end of the discussion. That's it.
Mic drop.
Done.
Yeah, wow. I have to follow that up. Oh my god.
But no, actually, like, where do you think this insecurity comes from? Like, do you think it's terraforming? Do you think it's just like overall?
I mean, I think for me, I don't really like, I don't select island visits. I do a ton of island visits. Like, I have a whole like day dedicated to island visits now because I just love them. I mean, for me, I'm not so much competitive. I just love seeing all the creativity. I mean, for me, it's tough because I think that whenever you have the opportunity to kind of have that blank slate and you can just add whatever you want and you can just let your creativity go, there is going to be, I think, a layer of a sense of competitive nature for people, because they want to be able to feel like, you know, their idea is exciting and that they want to be showcased and all that stuff. And so I think that there will always be that friendly competition that goes on. I think just naturally. But for me, like, when I see islands, I never feel like it's a sense of competition. I think everyone's kind of in their own stages. Like, whether I see an island that's brand new or I see an island that's a 5-star island, like, each one is beautiful because you are personalizing it to you. And as long as you are staying true to like your direction that you want to take with your island, and you like are creating it to spark joy for you, I feel like that is the best type of island. I feel like you should never compare yourself to another island and feel that sense of competitive nature in a negative way because islands are so individual. You know, they're so personal. And so for me, it makes me sad when I see like different viewers saying, oh, I want to go destroy my island now, or oh, I don't like my island. I think I should just, you know, get rid of it. That makes me so sad because for me, it's like each island is so beautiful because it is individual to you. So to me, I've never seen it as a competition. I mean, we're not on Island Wars. You know what I mean? Like,
unless you're on Crunchy Island, that's a different story.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. But I mean, for me, it's like that makes me sad when people kind of take it into this competitive light because it really is so personal, and it really is more about making yourself happy with your island and making something that sparks joy for you and that really shows off your personality more so than being competitive, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Like, I personally think that there's a healthy competition.
Yeah.
Like, with island design, I feel like the thing that people get, like, discouraged about is the waterscaping, you know, landscaping part, because, like, that's a new feature for everyone. Like, Bobby's played this game 20 years. He's never, you know, like, waterscaped any of the games. Man. So it's like, we're all on a even playing field. So, I don't know. It's what you make it. Like, I probably have a great area on my island that Ashlyn would be like, yeah, this isn't great. This is good. She'd say it off camera because she's too nice, but like, just like Bobby, like I probably hate his whole. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
No,
I'll tell you one section I know you would hate now: the campsite.
Oh god.
Because I like it's gone, man. I wiped it out. I just got the little tent thing into one area, man.
But you know, I think that's a really fair point too, is that you don't know how long people have spent on their islands or how long they've been playing the game. Yeah. And so I think that's really doing yourself a disservice to compare maybe your island when you've only played, you know, a certain amount of hours to someone who maybe has played this or played previous games so they know how the game works and they have, you know, really invested a lot of time. It makes me sad when people kind of allow that competitive nature to maybe not enjoy their gameplay as much because they feel like their island is inadequate. I feel like every island is so special and it is what you make it. And I feel like comparing kind of ruins the experience, you know, for yourself.
I think the other thing too is you have to compare apples to apples. Like people will bang on me and Pat when we talk about like we don't time travel. But the thing is you cannot compare your island to somebody that time travels. They're time traveling, they're getting more DIYs, they're getting all the stuff ahead of you. And I think that sometimes comes into play of like you get discouraged because you see this person has all this stuff. Not only that, never try to compare your island to somebody that streams. Like it's kind of easy when you do a build stream and you're like, hey, I need wood, and next thing you know, your mailbox has like 60,000 pieces of wood in it.
That's true.
So true. I can honestly say my island would not look anywhere close to where it looks right now if I didn't have my amazing viewers like gifting me things all the time. Yeah. Like it would look very sad. It would look like a very sad Disney island.
Yeah. But like you also can't compare like cottagecore island to like a city aesthetic and stuff. So it's like I think it's just like cohesiveness. People are kind of jealous of other people. Like, oh, that town looks better than mine, or that path is done better than mine. But I mean, we're all still learning. We're like, what, 4 months in?
Yeah.
Okay, this is just for Ashlyn. This is from Becca. So Becca has a book channel. So this is the question here. Your YouTube bio says you're into manga. What are your top 3 manga series?
Oh, I love this question. I would say my very, very tippy top is Black Butler. I love that manga series. I just devour it. The next one comes out in August, and I'm just waiting with bated breath. So I love Black Butler. I love Death Note. It's a little bit disclaimer. It's a little bit of a dark series. If you're not really into things that are really dark, don't read it because it's intense. But it's very, very intellectual and very good. It's one of the best stories I've ever read. And then I also really love trying to think of my third one. I have to make it good. I would say for the girls out there, one of my very favorites is Say I Love You. It's very much a romantic story. It has, I think, 17 volumes. It's a shorter one, but it's so good for those romantics out there. I just absolutely love it. So those are my favorites, but Black Butler all the way.
Okay. Bobby, top 3 favorite?
Splatoon. That would be the only one. I don't even know.
Splatoon's pretty good.
Splatoon has a manga. I got my finger on the pulse of something, but it's not manga. I don't know. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. There you
go. Ooh, okay. I'm into it.
Let's see. Okay, here we go. So Nicole's second question. What new element should be added to Dream Suites And what is one thing about Dream Suites that should not return? I'll go with the veteran here, Bobby.
I mean, the only thing that I would say. Okay, let me explain what, because I'm sure there's people that don't have a clue what Dream Suites are. Dream Suites are very simple. You take your island, you go to Luna, you talk to Luna. This might be a little bit different because I don't know where Luna appears in this, or how you set up your Dream Suite in theory, because they just showed you laying in bed and then you travel to people's islands. But in previous games, you'd go to Luna and you would create this code, and you would have the code, and then you would distribute it to people. When you make the code, the current status of your island is the way the island will be perceived to everybody else. You personally can't go to the island. You personally can't go to the dream. You can't look at it. You can't fix it. You can't change it. It is what it is. That's it. There's really not a whole lot that they can do to make... I mean, they eliminated the actual Dream Suite. I think some people might have liked to have that building as an aesthetic thing to put in their town. That's probably one thing that they probably should have added, give you the option to add it if you wanted to. Wendell not being there kind of stinks. The only thing that I would say is I hope that happens, like we were talking about earlier, is patterns. The ability to get the patterns that are in the island, not be limited to one or two that the person made. That would be kind of... I don't care if I can edit it or not, but it'd be so cool if someone had a different variation of the path, and it's one that nobody had ever seen before, and it's like, oh my God, I want it, but you can't get it because you don't know where it is. That would be, even if it was a matter of like, here's it's in there, and you could download it, from whatever. It'd be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. One thing I knew that. I don't think this wasn't... No, it wasn't in the other games. I would love to see an interface like Mario Maker where it's like trending islands, most popular, like a database, like maybe within that kiosk or maybe we can talk to her in that. Like, I wanted to see some of the menus that are in this new update, but they didn't show anything like that.
I think you're going to see very quickly someone make a website like that. Like, someone is going to be like, you can basically pop a couple pictures up, do a little bio of your town, and put your dream code in there. Like,
even if Nintendo made I would accept a website, but like in game one, it'd be
awesome.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Anything that you would like? I know that you haven't played before, Ashlyn, but
yeah, this is a tough question for me. I'm kind of, again, I don't really know if I'm the best person to answer this question just because I haven't had any experience with the Dream Suites before. So I'm kind of just very open-minded to what's going to come. I'm feeling very strongly that I need to try New Leaf. I need to experience this so I have something to compare it to. Because honestly, from what I've seen, I hear that like the customization of the kiosk and stuff wasn't there before, if that's right. So I think that's a really great addition. But besides that, I'm such a I'm new to this, so I don't know if I'm the best person to answer that question.
They were able to leave gifts behind too. Like that was
I didn't see anything like that.
I didn't see anything like that. Where what would happen is you would go and there might be like shirts or things laying there that you could pick up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was kind of something they did. So it'd be kind of cool if we could leave a gift or leave.
That would be
cool. We could go. Excuse me. If we could go to their bulletin board and leave a note or something, or if there was a way for us to grade the island or different things like that would be kind of cool to have. Like you were saying, Pat, here's a database. And then, like, oh, you went to that island, give it a score or whatever. And then we could look at it and go, like, this is a 5-star island. I want to go look at this one. Or this is a 4. This is, and then you could kind of, like, figure it out.
Yeah, because I was talking to Josh yesterday, the BitBlock, and I was like, how did you find your cloud?
He's alive?
What?
He's alive?
Yes, surprisingly. I was like, how did you find your dream codes? And he was like, yeah, there was some, like, Japanese database website. So there would probably be one.
Yeah.
I mean, we have... like Nookazon. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Steven said the AC Twitter says custom designs created by them for the kiosk.
Yeah,
so mine will be useless.
Yeah, mine are going to be
great. Everyone's gonna get a big red panel for Pooh's shirt and some polka dots. I hope you all are excited.
Okay, here's a big one.
Ooh.
This is by Emily Loki. She says, if Nintendo were to add paid DLC to Animal Crossing, what kind of special content should they include? Maybe Zelda, Mario, Splatoon package. Now, this is interesting. Some people were talking about this. I think they've done this on every single trailer. Free DL or free content, or will come free, or something like that. So is that like hinting at the fact that there'll be paid ones? What would you like to see? I know, I kind of know Bobby's take on this. Ashlyn, what do you think about paid DLC? Will we ever see it?
Oh man. Again, I'm not sure I'm the best person to answer this one. I mean, I think it would be a fascinating choice. I mean, I think it would be cool to see, but I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Would you? I feel like that my problem is like it's gonna get a bad reception. I feel
Yeah.
like even though people have played thousands of hours, they want everything for free. Like they're used to getting it. Like we're trained to get these big content updates for free.
Yeah.
Why is this one paid? Like I'm sure you would buy it. Like
I mean,
all
I
three
think
of us.
I mean, I definitely get
Yeah.
it, but I can see how it might cause controversy just because they've kind of started with just free ones.
Mhm.
It might, depending on what's included in that, it might be a little bit, I don't know, it might be kind of rocking the horse a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah. Bobby, what do you think?
I think that I think that all of our DLC will be free. I think there will be paid DLC later down the line, but I think it'll come in the way of optional stuff. I don't see them like maybe an outfit or I don't agree with that. That's the wrong thing for me to say. I think if they do stuff like, hey, you have an option to buy additional KK Slider music. You have an option to change your hourly music. Things like that. Something that like doesn't affect you guys and doesn't affect me. You know, it's just something that I get. Animal Crossing is very notorious where it's a game built upon trading. There is no way I could see them going like, here's 5 brand new lighthouses. They're paid DLC. You have to buy them, and then you go like who do you trade to? So all of a sudden I go, hey Ashlyn, do you want this lighthouse? And you're like, oh yeah. And I go to give it to you. You can't pick it up. You can't catalog it. You can't do anything because you didn't buy the DLC. I don't see them doing that with this game. They've never done it with this game in the past. So I see stuff like that staying along the board. But if they do something like,
It has to be cosmetic. It has to be.
It doesn't have to be cosmetic. Like if they were to say like, hey, we're gonna give you expansions to your house, right? We're gonna give you an expansion to your house that then explodes and opens up your storage. That's something that you don't have to buy, but if you really want a bigger house, because that's the other thing in this game that's different than other games. The house is smaller. We have the same amount of rooms, but the actual room sizes are smaller. Like the downstairs, you got the main floor that's big. That's the way they always were. But the room to the left, the center, and the right are smaller than previous Animal Crossing games. So if they were to come along and go, hey, if you want to make your house bigger, you want to make the rooms bigger, you want to make the storage bigger, it's going to cost you $3, right?
Yeah.
That's something that, like, if I don't care about it, I don't have to buy it. But I'm not forced to buy it. It's not going to affect my game at all. That's the type of DLC I could see them doing.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like things that are kind of more comforts, like you don't need them to play the game. Like they're more things that if you just personally kind of have an issue like me with storage, I would pay any dollar amount to get more storage. So like having those options, I could see them definitely doing that. But I don't know if they would go so far as to create things that you wouldn't be able to move further in the game unless you paid for it. I feel like that would be an interesting choice. I don't know about that.
Yeah, and I mean that was a good example of what they said. Like, would it be Zelda, Mario stuff? It has to be something totally left field. But
if they, I'm telling you right now,
items,
well,
it can't be
items. And we talked about this before too. Like if they gave us skin packs, meaning like, you could buy the Mario theme, and it's going to basically reskin the island. So the grass looks like it does in Mario.
That'd be cool.
The dirt looks like it does in Mario. Breath of the Wild, you get a Breath of the Wild skin. That I would pay for. If they were to say to me, you got to pay for a Mario, a Luigi, a flagpole, I'm going to be like, nah, man. This stuff was all free in previous games. You can't now charge me for it.
Yeah.
But, we'll see.
Or they can ruin the entire economy and release like a 10 villager pack.
There is a listen,
that would be
straight
brutal.
up, there is a rumor, I don't know if you heard this, that there's new villagers coming.
What?
Ooh.
I didn't hear this.
I read
Please
it,
fill us in.
I read it today. You guys talk. I'll look for it. I saw it today, and I was like, do I bring it to the discussion? And I didn't because we were kind of packed with stuff.
Any new villager except Megan is overhyped and worth way more because they don't have amiibos.
Mhm.
That's why they're like, worth way more. That's why like mediocre Rayman is worth so much.
Okay, here we go. So this is on Kotaku. The hits keep coming thanks to the recent Giga leak of internal Nintendo data. Some of the latest findings include a trove of assets from the Animal Crossing Japanese exclusive N64 predecessor Animal Forest, including the complete source code. So the whole game apparently is in this leak. Additional Nook shops, different versions of the Nook shops. We probably should have said spoilers. But
spoilers.
But they're also saying that there's animals that are basically they're finding in the code to the game. So I don't know whether it's true or not, but the fact of the matter is that so far the leaks have been pretty spot on. When they have been spot on. Yeah. So
I'm excited about that.
So is there a potential that we get a bunch of new?
I would welcome new villagers. The only thing is they're definitely going to get overhyped. I would like more than I would like 20 or 30 new ones, not just 3, because I feel like I don't know.
I mean, I would like it if they retired. if they kicked Eric out, they kicked Truffles out and all that stuff. Rocket.
Well,
yes, please, Truffles. Oh my goodness,
we got a Truffles hater.
Yes. My enemy. Oh my goodness, no. Truffles is the worst. Truffles is the worst.
They made a great pig, and then a 5-year-old took over for the face. It's bad.
I mean, she has great fashion sense, but it just doesn't work. She came to my island. She was one of my villagers that Nook picked, and I was like, this is just not okay. She's my arch nemesis. Thankfully I got her off my island without being cruel to her. She just asked to leave, so that was great.
We got True Wrong with the $9.99. Thank you very much. Sorry I'm late. No problem. If there's time, I have a question. Okay. Do you think island backup will affect the economy? So I give someone 400 Nook Mile tickets, restore my island, and get it back. That's a good point.
Okay, so everything I said was a lie. This is actually for the Animal Forest. That leak was in.
That's for N64.
N64. I guess they found a bunch of stuff in there. So I guess they're trying to say they found new villagers in that game. Could they potentially be coming over?
Oh,
that's
okay.
what they're saying. So my bad. So.
Stay hyped.
I'm sorry. Disregard everything I said. I'm an idiot. Okay, where were we
That's a great point, though. Could they manipulate this backup?
Oh, that's a good question.
What was the question? I'm sorry. I didn't.
So, do you think island backup will affect the economy? So, example, I give someone 400 Nook Mile tickets, restore my island, and get it back.
No.
I don't think so.
No, because you have to, that's exactly why we don't have cloud saves. That's exactly why we don't have cloud saves. This system that's set up is you have to break the Switch, have the Switch stolen, or it has to stop working. Then you contact Nintendo support, and there also could be a potential of limited amounts of times that they will back up your thing. So all the details aren't out yet right now, but that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Also, they're saying they are working on the ability to transfer Switch to Switch. So right now, I have 2 Switches. My islands are different on both Switches. But if I buy a new Switch, they're working on a way for me to transfer my island from one Switch to the other Switch, which has to happen.
It has to happen. Yeah. I feel like that's such a necessity. Yeah. I feel like that is such a necessity. Yeah. And that's something that I worry about all the time. I literally treat my Switch like it's my firstborn child. I am so delicate because that's for us streamers, that would be the end of times if something happened and we couldn't back up our game. Yeah. You know what I mean? It would just be the worst thing.
Yeah.
It'd be good content. It'd be like emotional video. I lost everything.
Oh, just
Clickbait
a vlog. Just a vlog of me just crying and being like, look, I lost everything.
We secretly want it to happen. No, I would
Oh
be so
man.
sad.
Oh no.
So Miner over on Discord, this might break Animal Crossing. What's gonna happen? There's a bug off at the end of the month, meaning KK will be moved to Sunday, but the fireworks show is on Sunday. So how will that work?
KK will sing and do like a whole instrumental to the fireworks show. We'll have like
I think KK's getting the boot.
No.
For that week.
Wishful thinking on my part.
I'm a little pissed off about that. Like I don't like that they moved into Sundays as it is. We've had that thing, and people think I'm just an idiot for that. But I hate the fact that they moved into Sundays. It should be Saturday. Wait a minute. If it's
no one wants a Monday concert.
Here we go. End of the month, right? They're saying the end of the month.
Okay.
We have full confirmation now that the roost is coming at the end of the month, and he's gonna move into the roost. Makes sense to me.
You sure about this leak, Bobby? All right. Okay, this is a great question by Evie. What do you think could be done to bring back the value of bells? Yeah, I do kind of feel like bells are kind of useless. Like we have Bewick over here, 100+ million bells.
What? I thought I was rolling in the bells with my 10 million. Man, I thought I was doing great. Oh man.
I don't think they could be saved.
They can't save it. There's no way to save it. I mean, it's important. The only way, well, that's not true. The only way they could kind of, but at this point, it's not worth it. We have so many bells. The only way is to like create. If Gracie Grace was to return, she sold very high value item things. So if she was to make the return and they raised the cost, like, because you would have to actually debate, do I really want to buy this item? Like, her series of furniture was like 6 million bells, something around there. So, like, you really had to, like, I gotta love this in order to buy it. You know what I mean? It's not one of these things of, like, you just go into Nooks and you buy everything. So, that's, that's a potential.
Unless you're me, I'm the worst kind of impulse buyer. I'll be like, I have the bells in my pocket. I can do it. Oh, that's later me's problem. That's fine.
I have a drastic solution. I mean, we're 4 months in, so it's like I think the damage is done. But shout outs to Colleen for this idea. So turnips rot on the plane. That's the solution. You have to get your own prices. You can't go to Joe Schmo and get 800 bells for your. So the plane is the killer. You can't take turnips on planes.
Ooh.
That's how you fix it.
Oh, that's pretty
That's how
good.
you fix it.
That would.
Gold star.
Man, that would be brutal. Because then, you would absolutely turn it around. Because nobody would go, man. We need to ban Colleen from the chat, and we need to stop. We need to disable her Twitter so she cannot at anybody and get this to happen.
Oh, that is such a great idea.
That is
Honestly,
unbelievable.
I'm fine with it though. I'm fine with it because like.
Well, yeah, because now you have all the money in the world. Your house is paid off, and what do you care?
I only have 2 million.
I always forget to
2
either
million.
buy turnips or they just rot, so it doesn't really affect me either. But I mean, I feel like we have some champion turnip sellers out there that are just like so strategic in their selling. I feel like this is the greatest idea ever.
Nah, that is a really great idea.
This is really good.
It's brutal, but
I would be for that. I really would. Seriously.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I don't fish anymore.
Yeah.
I used to literally wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and fish from 4 to 6 before I had to leave for work, so I could get all my sharks, set them there, and then in the afternoon when I came home from work, go sell all my sharks.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm serious. That would be That's a home run.
Kimberly said make turnips seasonal. That kind of like, I think the damage is done if you do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just make it so you can't like buy or sell. You have to use your own turnip vendor type thing. I don't know. But I like
that's a good one.
I like the extreme.
That's brutal.
That's really good.
Drastic
honestly.
measures.
Hey man, they could easily just. I mean, listen, they updated to take away the interest rates. You know what I mean? How they could easily do something like this.
Yeah. I hope they it's like a stealth update though. So like people
Don't tell nobody.
continue
Yeah, I would
it
be
just
so
dies.
mad. Well, because you know what that would do? Seriously,
Oh.
that would absolutely level the thing. Because think about it, like, dude, I normally go buy 1,000,000 bells worth of turnips.
Oh, where do you put them all?
It's just in my house, in your house.
What? You have a turnip house?
I have my house that I drop them in the house. It's like 2 floors, but still, it's whatever, man. My house.
You know what?
my
You know
house
what?
is
You should
decorated.
get to sell your bells. If you literally have your entire house dedicated to just turnips, you should be
No.
able to sell your turnips and get your bells.
No, but-
That's dedication.
But the thing is like if it wiped me out of 1,000,000 bells, like it's like kind of a punishment. Like, hey, you learned your lesson. And then if you don't tell anybody, right, and they think like, wait a minute, did I time travel, right? Then they go buy another 1,000,000 bells worth of turnips. Well, you wouldn't even do that because you would go the first time, buy like 200,000 worth, fly back, and go to drop them. And they're all dead. What the hell happened? That'd be awesome.
Oh, that'd
I mean,
be the worst.
It is true though. When people trade, I don't know if you guys knew this, but like wood is the new currency. Like
Oh, it is.
Nook Mile tickets and wood, like
Yep.
regular wood.
Yeah.
It's like gold.
It's never softwood or hardwood. It
Yeah,
is regular wood.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would be so happy if I just had a whole room of that. I feel like I'd be so excited.
Yeah.
That'd be great. A lot of people are talking about crops and farming and stuff. I think it's simple. Like, let's do a percentage. We're gonna get a farming crop update. I'm gonna start with Bobby. 1 out of 100.
I think it's probably about 75%. 75%. I want it to be. I don't know though, man. I want it to be. I was saying this earlier this week. Well, I'll let you guys go and then I'll come back around to my thought.
Okay.
Okay.
Ashlyn?
Well, even though I usually kind of err on the more conservative side, I'm going to say 100% because I'm going to be really optimistic because I really want this update. So I'm going to put this out there in the universe and hopefully the universe accepts it.
It's so funny to me because there's a big like I feel like there's a big argument about not wanting buildings like added with these NPCs, which that doesn't seem to be the case. Like it seemed like even the Dream Suite, there's no Dream Suite house. So the same people that are saying we don't want buildings want farming, and that's going to take up so much room.
Yeah.
Yep.
I personally want it. It's going to be a very different game at that point. Like your dailies are going to go from like 30 minutes to 2 hours. It's going to be like watering and stuff like that. I want it to happen. I'm going to say 70%. Wait, is that what Bobby said?
I said 75. I said 75.
Okay, I'll go 70.
What I really want, because I feel like this is coming from the Stardew Harvest Moon camp. Like they want this. I feel like if you're going to swipe anything from that game, what I want is in the one of the top corners, out of the blue, a couple days go by or whatever, and a volcano comes up, right? It just starts to form, and then a mine opens up, and you can then it becomes the cave of like Stardew and all that stuff, and you can go in there and you can mine up like bells or gold or
that
all
wouldn't
these
take
minerals.
up any room on your island.
No,
either.
and it's off. It's
It'd just
off.
be a hole.
It's just a hole.
Oh, I'd love
it
that.
butts up to it or whatever. Maybe it's even out in the ocean where you have to dive, like swim out to it. Like, dude, it would be awesome. Like I would be all for that. That to me, like I feel like if you're taking something from them games, that's what I want you to take. Not so much like the farming could be cool, just depends on how it's implemented. If it's just a matter where you're just farming stuff and it's like the equivalent of fruit, I don't care about that. But if it's actually something cool, then yeah, I'd be all for it.
I'd be all about that cave idea because then that opens you up to new like villager ideas.
Yeah.
There'd be like some cool villagers.
Well, you
in
can
there.
have villagers in there.
Items.
You can have furniture. You can have DIYs like buried
have
in there.
gems.
Yeah, gems.
You could have like diamonds and things.
Yeah.
Rossetti could be the mascot. Like he's
Yes.
that'd be
You
perfect.
could be like running the mine
Maybe that's what he sells. Is that like he sells like priceless jewels and maybe some of them are real and some of them are fake.
Oh, Jesus.
And you can
There you
only
go.
buy them with bells, which would then fix the economy. See,
Oh,
we're
There
like
you go.
consolidating. See,
Oh my god.
okay. Okay, I think so. We have a question here by Sid, but I want to kind of change your question, but I will give you credit. How would you feel if there was farming, but it was on Harv's Island and he paid you? We'll start with his actual question. Farming on Harv's Island.
I'd be okay with it. They gotta do something with Harv's Island. Like it's creepy as F out there, man.
That's my thing. I was gonna build off that and be like, what could Harv's Island be? It looks pretty. There's wind chimes and stuff. There's fencing that's not even in the game. Like, what could Harv's Island be? I feel like some new NPCs.
I want Harv's Island to turn into.
There's where you put the mine, dude.
Yeah.
Or I want it to become an RV park. Now I know people are gonna go like, but it's an island. Who says it's an island? Who says that? Like, maybe Harv's Island is a peninsula. You know what I mean? Like, maybe they changed it from Harv's Island to a peninsula. Whatever it might be. But I want it to be like an RV center where essentially you decorate your RV the way you want to direct it. Because I love the OK Motors guys in Pocket Camp. I think they are the coolest guys that were created. The coolest NPCs that were created. You have an RV that you put over there, right? Similar to street passing, when you go to friends' islands, their RVs start to turn up in Harv's motor lot, whatever the hell you want to call it. And then as you go there, you can go into people's RVs and you can buy items out of their RVs if you want, similar to the way the Happy Home Academy was in New Leaf, where when you street passed in New Leaf, these houses would turn up in the top section beyond the stores, and then when you go up there, you could actually buy stuff from people's houses. That's what I would be okay with. I think
someone needs to page Nintendo and hire you to be on the creative team because I love that idea. I love that idea. I mean, I think that's really unique. I think that would be a really cool addition. I mean, I also like the idea of having it be kind of like a little farm as well. I do like that idea because then you could maybe have like seasonal things that are there. So like maybe during fall it is the pumpkins and maybe the corn and things like that. Summer maybe there's berries. There's like different things going on that you could do, and you could even add like some sort of mini game where you have to collect certain amounts of berries, or you have to there's an opportunity for maybe some mini games to happen. And so I love the idea of making it into like a farm, or I love the RV idea. I mean, that's really cool. I love that.
It'd be good.
Okay, so I like big brain questions. We have a lot of big brain subscribers here. Bob Joel 2 says, on the topic of Brewster, I think we just leaked this. International Coffee Day is September 29th, and fall starts September 22nd. Coincidence?
I'm also the idiot that said we would get Mario items on August 27th because that's the 35th anniversary of Mario. So
that could be a stealth drop.
That could be a stealth drop, yeah. If that happens, then I'll go with what Bob's saying and say yes. But no, he's probably right. He probably is. You know, that's the beginning of pumpkin spice latte season and all that stuff.
I would be the most stoked. Coffee is, I'm from Seattle originally. Like coffee is literally like in my system. It's coffee. I love it. So that would be amazing. I'd be all about that. I'm definitely going to be celebrating International Coffee Day with Marshall. That's probably why he's my favorite villager. He loves coffee. He enjoys the finer things in life.
True. Megan says, do you think Nintendo will ever take fan suggestions to improve/change the game? What would you suggest if they did? To answer the first part, I don't think they would. Mm-hmm. Now, when they take fan suggestions, it's like years and years later. So, like, they're listening to us now, but it'll affect the next installment. Mm-hmm. But what they do sometimes with Smash is they do let people vote on, like, the characters. Yeah, and most of the time they happen.
That one time they did it, yeah.
So, I mean, maybe, like, if they put a poll, like, what new villager type? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to think they do. Yeah. I'd like to wishful think that they do take all of our requests into their little bank and think about it. But I mean, it's hard to say. I agree with you, Patrick. I think that if they do take it into consideration, it would be in another installment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Let's see. So wrapping up on the questions, here we go. Kazoo says, do you think the crop update would add a new NPC to own a farmer's market, maybe a scarecrow or something? So
yes, I'd love that.
There we go. That's the answer.
Yes, Yes, absolutely. Again, one of those putting it into the universe. Yes, I'd love that.
I mean, it's a new mechanic. It's never been in a game. So, I mean, I would hope it would be a new character. What do you think, Bobby? They seem to be doing this like old like fan hype thing where it's like you get something out of
where
it.
they retire. I mean, if we're like, I would like a crow if they were going to do that for. Like, I mean,
Oh
like,
yes.
like, aren't the guys from OK Motors, aren't they crows? I think so. I don't know if they would. Well, who cares? Bring them over. Bring one of those guys over and make them. I just want the OK Motors guys to show up, man. I like them guys, but
Yeah.
probably because they're Italian. I like.
My vote goes to a happy ghost. I want a happy ghost villager. Like I want something that's like Wisp, but like a villager. Maybe something like dresses up as a ghost or something.
Like Wisp that actually is important to the game. Yeah, I got you.
Hey,
Yeah.
listen. See, Bobby, you're focusing on the end. Like you're focusing on the item. It's about the experience. It's about scaring a ghost. Come on.
Wisp is one of my favorite things, you guys. Again, it goes back to me loving Halloween. Like my entire decorations are always surrounding happy ghosts. So I like little girl shrieked when I saw Wisp for the first time. I wish we could have more Wisp. You know what I mean? I wish he could have more of a little storyline.
Yeah, definitely. Uh-oh. What is this? What is this? What is this?
Uh-oh. What are we seeing?
What is this? What did Bobby grab?
Uh-oh.
What did you just grab?
Uh-oh.
It's for later. It's for later. Calm down.
Oh, okay.
Later. Uh-oh.
And just so Ivy wants a playlist of Nook Talks, no problem. I can do that on YouTube, but they are also available audio on Spotify, iTunes, if you want to see like a neat audio list there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't think I want to take any more questions. I kind of want to turn it over to Ashlyn. Like, what are you all about on your channel? You have anything upcoming that you're doing?
Oh my goodness! Wow. Yeah. So on my channel, I'm really all about Nintendo. I mean, we every once in a while we kind of throw an interesting game in there, but I love doing mostly Animal Crossing, but a ton of like Super Smash Bros. And Mario Kart, Pokemon. We yesterday started playing Cooking Mama. That's one of the games that I loved as a child, and so I'm so excited about that. But some really cool events that are coming up. Once a month, I do an Animal Crossing fashion show. And so it's actually on Friday, and I basically have like a contest happen where everyone can submit their favorite like Disney outfit. This time it's a Disney theme, so their favorite Disney outfit, and then I select 7 winners, and then they come and they showcase their outfits, all their wand outfits, and then we have a little runway show because it kind of pays tribute to my career as a model, and so I wanted to bring that into my gameplay. And so we do that, and then afterwards we do island games at the after party. So we do that once a month, and then I really love making a lot of like games where we can include like the viewers. Like I really love kind of that community. And so over on my channel, we do a ton of like games where we can all play together. So that's kind of what my channel is all about. My team's called the Dream Team, and we have a lot of fun.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, she's a model too, guys. Okay, me and Bobby just talk about video games. All right.
Oh my goodness, you guys are so kind. I'm like turning all shades of pink over here, like my ears.
By the way, you just played Cooking Mama.
Yes.
Evil Colleen that we talked about earlier with the turnip idea. She's a mod on this channel. She worked on Cooking Mama. She worked on that game.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are about to see some fangirling. Okay. I love cooking. Like, you have no idea. You want to talk about putting hours into a game? I dedicated my youth to that game. Like, I literally gold star everything, every recipe. I went into gardening mama. I am like all about the Cooking Mama, you guys. When I found out it was on the Switch, I got so excited. I got so excited.
All right, I will turn it over to Bobby. Oh yeah, Colleen, we talked about your turnip idea and how it's evil.
Yeah.
Great.
It's awesome. It's an awesome idea.
Mr. 6K, what do you got going? You're always doing something.
First, I want to say thank you again for getting me to 6K. You guys, this community's been unbelievable, man. It seriously has just wrapped its arms around me and made me feel very awesome. So thank you for that. Number 2, I this week got a thing in the mail. A custom or I went blank. I reached out to somebody, had them draw something for me. I think it's amazing. Her name is Zoe. She's on Instagram, Nooks and Crafts Company. Please go follow her. Please go check her out. I know you're not gonna be happy about this, Pat, but she did a watercolor picture of Bill for me.
Ooh.
She customized it to what I, you
Oh,
know what I mean? Like I reached out to her and said, "Hey, could you do this?" She has a bunch of, like, I literally had to pay to get this done because she didn't have Bill on her website. She's got Raymond, she's got Celeste, she has Marshall, she has all these characters.
I'm in.
She's very reasonably priced. Go check her out, seriously. The last thing I want to say is this. I didn't really know, other than watching Ashlyn on the race for Pat, I really didn't know who she was. I am blown away by what you brought today. Like, this is, I would be, and I think I speak for Pat and I speak for the whole entire chat. We would love to have you back again sometime.
Oh my
You
goodness.
crushed it today. You were amazing. Guys, if you're not, like, literally, if you're watching this right now and you are not subbed to her, what is wrong with you? Like, what are you even doing with your
Oh my
lives right now?
goodness.
The description. Check out the description.
Yes, she
Do it,
is
guys.
Oh, wow.
amazing. Please go check her out. Like, and thank you, seriously, for coming on today. Like, it meant the world to us to have you on, and we've been talking about having you on for a couple weeks, and the fact that you agreed to come on was just, we're very humbled and thankful for you to come on. So thank you for that.
Oh my goodness, that seriously just like melts my heart right now. Thank you so much. I honestly, I was shocked and so pleasantly surprised when Patrick came on my stream last night and invited me to come do this. I am truly humbled and so honored. I would love to come back. This was such a pleasure. You guys are amazing. Not only like content creators and streamers, but I just admire you guys as people. You're really fantastic. So thank you so much. I am just very humbled. Thank you.
And you guys notice I asked her a day before. I'm very professional, guys. Okay.
We're not even going to get into Pat and his guests.
But no, seriously, shout outs to Bobby. Seriously, I got to say this because not many people know this, but every single week, I'm not the one running the show. I come up here and I'm talking, having a good time. Bobby is the guy behind the computer and stuff. Listen, I have 7-Eleven Wi-Fi, okay? So Bobby has to be in charge. So shout outs to Bobby. You should be way higher than 6K.
Thank you.
That's a crime.
I appreciate that.
But thank you very much, guys, for watching. This was episode 13 every single Wednesday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. over on youtube.com/NintenTalk. And then the very next day over on Spotify, iTunes. Thank you guys for listening every single week. Hearts in the chat to finish it off. And we will